Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys and Magic. This is Hunter, Riley, and Shane. Say what up, guys.
Hello.
What's up, nerds?
We are back. Welcome back to Resolving the Stack. It is our weekly Magic the Gathering news wrap-up show we do every Sunday for the previous week. So this is the week that was April 13th to April 19th. This video is actually being released on Riley's birthday. Riley, happy birthday.
Woo! I'm
Happy
29.
birthday. Yeah.
Again.
Sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up the news that was this last week. Not a lot, but there is enough to make a video. So this first news story we're talking about, Tarkir Dragonstorm is in demand. Overwhelming demand to where some LGSs are not having enough supply to just keep it in stock. We had the Wizards Play Network community manager say demand for Tarkir Dragonstorm has been exceptionally high, and we are working to bring more to the market. He continued saying, we expect more availability of play boosters and commander decks in the late summer and autumn, respectively, but also said, note that products like collector boosters and bundles are generally not reprinted. So, yeah, Tarkir, who would have thought? Doing really well.
I mean,
I think
we thought.
Yeah. I think it's kind of crazy that whenever Magic makes a Magic set, it does really well.
Yeah,
We've been saying that for a while.
that is very true.
Did we even mention this on one of the last week wrap-ups? I was saying how we watched videos of saying LGSs weren't stocking a lot of this because they were putting all their stock into Final Fantasy. Crazy.
Yeah, which is interesting, right? So what Shane's alluding to is LGSs were not buying Tarkir Dragonstorm in quantities of a lot because they, like you said, Shane, fully believe Final Fantasy is going to be the set. And we all agree here. I think that is going to be a huge selling set. Final Fantasy is massive. But on the flip side, Tarkir Dragonstorm, very, very popular as well. So, yeah. I think we all kind of agree that, like Riley, you said, Magic being Magic again is good.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually
Nice.
leads us into our next kind of news story. There is a kind of bit of a rumble in the community a little bit with what Morrow had said about this set being so popular. Because Morrow originally said his theory was that the increase of universes beyond has made players want the in-multiverse sets to be more nostalgic. In-multi sets don't have to push boundaries as much now that we have a whole line of Magic sets that do exactly that. Which kind of people go like, no, we don't want just nostalgia. We want more of a kind of increased world, better storytelling, stuff like that. So Morrow kind of reworded and said, yeah, my word choice wasn't ideal. What I meant is currently players want in multiverse sets to feel closer to the core of what Magic is. You all want the in multiverse sets to feel, quote, more like Magic. Centered in high fantasy, sticking closer to the feel of Magic sets of old. It's not that we can't push boundaries within those constraints, because Bloomborough is a good example of how a new world has the proper feel.
True.
And yes, that's what we've been saying, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I do agree, don't get me wrong, but I also, whenever I'm looking at, like, the overall impact of Tarkir, I think dragons are incredibly popular. And I think from a mechanical standpoint, the set does a really good job of just, like, feeling like Magic. Not to diss on the Brothers' War, but, like, a couple things. Number one, that is, like, a storyline that would have occurred a very long time ago, so a lot of people are unfamiliar with it. And then past that, like, it was still a Magic set, and I won't argue against that, but there were a lot of mechanics in that set that I just felt were, like, a little bit odd, or they were trying to push new mechanical space, and I feel like they have streamlined that a lot more with this new Tarkir set.
Yeah, for
I agree.
sure. But yeah, because that was something I had read by, funny enough, you mentioned the Brothers' War didn't do well. And that was not the kind of itch that was scratched for people that were wanting a Magic set. So it's a hit and miss, definitely. I think we've hit pretty hard with Tarkir Dragonstorm. I'm really hopeful for Edge of Eternities. That is its own set, own world. Hopefully they do it as well as Bloomburrow. Maybe I don't know. And then next year we go back to Lorwyn.
That'll be fun.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah,
I think
hopefully it's not a hat set, right?
no, it better not be, dude. But I think when we were first going over this, you were bringing up what Maro was talking about, and I understand that he didn't mean to say the nostalgic in that sense, but I think what he was trying to harp on was exactly what he said in the second one. People just want Magic to feel like Magic, and I can see why that is actually kind of nostalgic, because even though it's not like the bad word of like, oh, we just want nostalgic sets, no, but we just want like the original feeling of Magic, which you could say is kind of nostalgic, but he just used the wrong word. But I feel like we all understand what he was trying to get at.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because like adding to that too, like the some of the more recent like in universe sets we've got, Aether Drift felt just kind of like, yeah, it's a Magic set, but it's kind of odd as far as like general
Right.
like storytelling goes. And then before that we have the Return to
Duskmourn.
Ravnica, where it's like the murder mystery, and it's like
Yeah.
it's cool, but it's like that's not why I
Right.
play Ravnica.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people believed that if you did the murder set on a place like New Capenna, kind of fit a little bit more.
Yep.
But yeah, fingers crossed they take this feedback of Tarkir Dragonstorm doing really well and go, okay, maybe we can do that.
We'll
So
see it in like 2 years.
we'll see it in 2 years. 3 years, right? It's 3 years.
Yes, something
difference.
crazy.
Slow ship.
Yeah.
Exactly. But let's move back into the universes beyond. That is, we got news, MagicCon Vegas Final Fantasy information. They finally announced that during MagicCon Las Vegas, it's going to be very much themed Final Fantasy. You're going to have Final Fantasy merch at the merch booths. There's going to be ticketed events themed around Final Fantasy. Just a whole bunch of Final Fantasy stuff. So, shocker.
You get a
right?
dog.
And then, yes, every single participant, attendee, should I say, that goes to MagicCon Vegas will get Torgal, Clive's companion. It is a reskin of Yoshimaru, Ever Faithful. And there it is. Which people are like, that just looks like you clipped out art and put it on a blank background.
Kind of does, dude.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
It like literally is.
I could do that in Photoshop, dude.
You could probably do a better job in Photoshop.
Yeah, I might, yeah.
Our resident Final Fantasy player, Riley, do you know Torgal?
All right, so here's the thing about Final Fantasy is that there are so many of them, and most of them like really aren't interconnected. So at some points in time, was I familiar with who this dog is? Probably, but it's been a very long time since I played any of the Final Fantasies, and there's so many characters. That was kind of one of the things that like I don't know. I'm having difficulty getting super hyped up for this set because it's not like you're taking like a movie or a game and making a set out of it. You are making a conglomerate of different stories that oftentimes have nothing to do with each other and different settings and timelines and like all these different things. So I'm curious to see how it all feels together.
That was a
Yeah.
really long way to say no.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, Guys of Magic will represent here in MagicCon Las Vegas. So if you are going to this, find us. Say hello. Let's play a game or two. But that's going to do it for the news today. Let's go ahead and move on to the community spotlight, where we'd like to go through the community, talk about what's kind of most popular, most talked about. So the first one is from Reddit. It is user Function4113. She showed off her cosplay of Miss Bumbleflower. It's a very good cosplay. Shane, you actually played Miss Bumbleflower.
I did. I wonder if she's as mean as the card is. Well, I guess mean and nice. You get a card, and then I kill you.
Always very cool
That'd be
to
cool.
see.
I think you should
Cosplay.
probably cosplay like this too, Shane.
Should I?
Seeing as
Okay.
how that was a deck that you built or
All
played.
right.
That would
Maybe
be
for
fantastic.
Halloween.
There you go.
The next community spotlight is another altar from Klug Altars. They did Mother of Runes in the style of a Monet painting. I absolutely love when people are just so artistic like this.
I like this painting too. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is really dope.
Where can I get a copy?
Might just be a one of one.
Ah,
Yeah, Klug Altars.
Like obviously they're not going to be able to do like a secret layer version of like here's your classic artist or something, but these are really cool. Like I would definitely play these.
Yeah,
I just
for
feel
sure.
so much emotion with this.
Yeah.
And the final community spotlight was actually a YouTube channel at Old School TCG. They opened up a play booster box, and it was kind of a god box. As you can see here in this picture, each single pack they opened was just at least 3 to 4 special guests.
So nuts, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came across this on my feed, dude, and I was like, I don't know if we have room to talk about this, but if we do, I would love to talk about this because I haven't heard about a God box in a long time.
Did was this recorded? Can
Yes.
we prove that this all
Yep.
came out of one box?
Yep.
Like I said, if you
That's
go to
crazy.
this YouTube channel at Old School TCG, you can go watch that person open up all of these cards.
I guess he like opened up a couple and he got like a bunch in a row and he was like, "Is this normal?" Next to his buddy, and his buddy's like, "Yeah, not really. You probably should record the rest of this box."
Yeah. So he
That's
turned his
crazy,
camera
dude.
on after 2 packs and then just kept, yep, there's another one. Yep, there's another one. Yep, there's another. It's okay. Someone accidentally messed up. Obviously, a sheet of special guests was just cut up and just thrown into one box.
Dude,
So,
that's so many
That's
fetches.
pretty dope.
It's a lot of
Can you
fetches.
imagine? He gets so many fetches, dude, in a play booster.
Yeah.
Just imagine if this is like the first set that you're playing. You're just like, oh my god, another land. Where are all my cards?
Dude.
Where are my dragons?
You know what I just thought of, Shane? We watched my
What?
play booster opening. I didn't get a single special guest. I think I found where it went.
They all went here, dude.
Because you're supposed to it's said that you're supposed to get at least 1 per box. I got none. This person got at least 25, 30 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to be that lucky.
I wish I was that lucky. One day. That's what you just got to keep gambling, right? Just keep buying.
Is that why we
boxes.
Is that where we buy them every time?
One day we'll hit. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us today. Quick, easy little video about the news that was. Hope you guys liked that video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you're staying up to date with everything else that we got putting out. Always got content coming out. Check the links in the description. All of our social media accounts. Follow us on those as well. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, please check the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Brian Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Rome,
Jimmy Ward,
Cavo,
Larry Killian.
Thrifty PSGR.
and Tim K. You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Later.
Bye bye.